Perfect summer is a little bit of work, a nice trip. It's always good to get away with the family and travel. That's a good summer. I've been to Brazil, São Paulo, so that was fun. I have not been to Rio. I would like to. And with the Olympics coming up, I think it'd be a great opportunity to go. I love the World Cup, yes. I'm a huge soccer fan. We play soccer at the house all the time, and it's a great sport. And I remember the first time I saw Real Madrid, actually. I saw a game there at the stadium, and it was an incredible experience for me because of the crowd. And I think sometimes you don't quite understand what the experience is like unless you go to a game and see it in person. I think it's really growing here in the States. More and more people are playing it, and when I grew up, all we had was soccer or football. American football is different, but soccer has a big following here, certainly. I like St. Bart's. Europe, it would be good to go to Dubai. I have not been, and I'd like to go there at some point. Maybe with this. It'd be good to go over and race over in No, I love talking about racing.
Yeah?
Yes. I love it. It's a great sport. I really enjoy it. It's a good escape for me. It's challenging mentally and physically, and it's a good community of people that I like being around. Oh, I think both are very important, yeah. I enjoy work, I enjoy acting, and I really love racing, so it's nice to have a little bit of both. You need that to balance out, I think. I like cycling as a good way to relax and to stay in shape. I like the sense of travel. You get to go and see things, and there's a good sense of recovery when you're riding too. And sometimes when you're in a group ride, you can get a lot of good conversation done. And you're getting exercise at the same time. I think Shonda really wants to keep it on for 15 seasons. She's after that mark, so we'll see, It's been a remarkable ride. I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and you just sort of take it one day at a time and get through it and enjoy it. I enjoy having a job. I'm very happy to have a job, so it's pretty easy, and no, I'm not fed up at all. I don't know, you should ask my wife that question. I'm learning as I go along. I hope I'm a good father. I'll know in time, I guess, on how it all kind of... You have to give a certain amount of discipline, certainly, at the same time a lot of love and nurturing as well. So there's a fine line between that. Children need structure, they need some discipline, and they need to understand what authority is, and without crushing their spirits in the process. I try to keep them distanced from it, quite honestly, and sometimes when you go out, it's a little difficult for them, but I've kept them sheltered from it for the most part. It's a very tough profession. There's a lot of rejection, and it's hard to be in control of your own destiny sometimes. So what I would recommend is definitely go to college, work on your writing, because you can then create your own material, and certainly take some time to understand film so that you can direct yourself as well, and read and travel and experience life, because that gives you a point of view that then you can put into your work. I think it's a very difficult profession for children to be in. I wouldn't recommend it. So, it's a very tricky thing, I think, children in this business. Probably do some more documentaries. We did one last year for Velocity. It's a 4-part series on my road to Le Mans. I'm going to start another one on a couple race car drivers from the past that I would like to do. Some more of that, a couple things that we have in development, and we'll see. You know, currently still working on the show. Oh, I don't think it ever stops, really. You know, what's the next job? What's the next piece of material that is inspiring to you and speaks to you? And trying to find that's always challenging. I'm thinking in the future I would like to produce more. I like to create an environment and bring people together and work in a collaborative way. I think I see it going in that direction, certainly. I don't know. You know, with so much social media and so much coverage, I think people know pretty much everything for the most part. I like work. It's nice having visibility and I guess being famous and all that, but I like to stay at home and be with my family and not travel as much sometimes. And I travel a lot because of work and because of the racing, so when I'm not out doing that, I just would rather be out of the limelight completely and just stay and be on the farm and do that. Fashion, I love fashion. You know, I think it's great to watch. People watching is always fun, and certainly depending on where you are, whether you're in California or you're in Europe or you're in New York or you're in the Middle East, everybody has a specific style, and it's nice to people watch. Yeah, I'm careful with how I present myself, certainly. I want it to be comfortable. I want it to be well made. I want it to be sort of classic and timeless. But at the same time, you want a little bit of an edge sometimes, and then you know, it depends on where you're at. But I think the craftsmanship is really important, and the attention to detail. Those are things that I pay attention to. Shoes, certainly. And then I think how it's tailored, how it fits you. That's really important. I think I would fail miserably.
Like stitch or
Yeah, I don't think I should do a craniotomy. I don't think I would advise that. I think it has an impact worldwide. You know, you're seeing it all over the world, and certainly in the feature film world, it's much harder to get the money to finance a film. So it has its reach everywhere, certainly. I think everybody has. The business has changed dramatically because of all of the new media and the technology. So how people are viewing it and how they're watching it has changed tremendously. And now it's sort of the wild, wild west you know, once that gets figured out, it will be quite powerful. But the good thing is everybody can be creative and you know, tell their story. And I think that's what the great thing about technology is all about, you know. So no matter where you are in the world, you have a device that allows you to create something. And I think that's what's really exciting about the future, is where these artists will come from. And they're coming from all over the world, and from all walks of life. And before all this came about, it was very difficult. So I think it's a good thing. I got a really young, like a proper tailored suit.
yeah.
I remember I had a mail order, like Sears and Roebuck, like polyester suit from the 70s. That was my first, what I thought was a proper suit. I was like 7, I think. I think you just gravitate towards things you like, you know. Everybody has their own distinct style, and I think you just got to listen to yourself and what you like. Only when I look back and I see it's some of the stuff I wore early on in my life. That's why I think it's important to have a timeless look. You get caught up in too trendy a look, and sometimes you look back and you have to laugh at yourself. I don't know, Joni, my manager's here. What's my next offer coming in? I hope so.